the live event countdown now officially being in-game, leading us into the end of Chapter 5 live event. Tons and tons of leaks about the next season. Chapter 2 Remix have begun flooding the internet. So many leaks that at least one Epic Games employee is gonna get in huge trouble. I'm talking everything from our very first official look at every single Battle Pass skin, all the way to official images of the brand new Remix Island. By far the biggest thing that leaked is the actual Chapter 2 Remix trailer. I'll be breaking down right here in this video. But first, if you don't hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days whenever you log on to Fortnite, this'll happen. No! If you do hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days when you log on to Fortnite, this will be waiting for you. Choice is all yours, so choose carefully. If you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, just head on over to the item shop and input my code HOMAGAMESYT. Ladies and gentlemen, we wasted too much time. We got a ton of awesome stuff to cover. Everything involving the live event to a ton of leaks for the brand new season Chapter 2 Remix. Let's get into it. Now, super quickly, before we check out a leaked version of the Chapter 2 Remix trailer, first things first, it came out that this live event will reveal something huge we've been waiting years for. Let me explain. So just like every single other mini live event we've received during this chapter, this live event will once again be brought on by the powers of Pandora's box and its true purpose. Originally, we all thought Pandora's box was just going to be responsible for unleashing the evil gods on the island and even corrupting anyone that goes for its powers, just like Megalodon was in Chapter 5 Season 3. It's way more important than just that. For example, remember in the last season, we actually had to go around the island, collect these different orbs, and then deliver them to Hope. The orbs went on to give Hope a ton of crazy visions, and even display a bunch of mysterious constellations on top of them that at the time didn't make any sense. Didn't even seem to be related to Season 4 once it released. Turns out all of the orbs were teasing us arriving back in Chapter 2 all along, which is why you're able to see the Ghost Factions logo. Even the massive graffiti painting behind the orbs is literally depicting Chapter 2 Remix being released from the box. Now, not only is that the reason the new sprays on the screen at Ruin Reels match the theme of the painting perfectly, but get this, you remember at the beginning of the season when Dr. Doom absorbed all of the box's powers? Well, apparently that's actually the entire reason we're headed back to Chapter 2. As the Oracle said, him taking its powers sealed our fate,
and he has sealed your fate along with his.
meaning the box's plan was already in motion and couldn't be stopped. Pandora's box has also been responsible for bringing a new mysterious character to the island. This character was actually the one responsible for all the stages of the live event we've seen go live over the last few days. The very first stage being the one where that mysterious DJ table connected to the screen appeared out of nowhere is actually the biggest hint to who this character is. Sure, you guessed it by now, but this character is actually a new version of Marshmello known as REMIX. And not only is he apparently already on the Fortnite island sneaking around and setting up the live event, he'll actually be playing a massive role in the very first of 6 stages during the live event, which will essentially be a short Marshmello concert. Personally, I'm not really sure how I feel about this yet. It seems kind of random, and I'm not really sure how Marshmello relates to Chapter 2 at all. But regardless, it's happening, and after the first stage of the event, when Marshmello gives his performance, the rift begins set up at Ruined Reels will begin activating and progressing through more stages, all while connecting us to different realities. This will essentially be a combination of the scene from the Big Bang live event, where we floated through outer space around all of the different realities, as well as the Chapter 4 Season 2 trailer, where a bunch of locations from different realities began merging with ours. But you haven't seen anything yet, because coming up next, we're going to break down the trailer. Before we get to that, contrary to popular belief, during the live event, we won't actually be leaving our reality and traveling back to Chapter 2. Instead, point of interest from the Chapter 2 reality are actually going to be pulled and merged directly into ours. Basically, exactly like we saw the Paradigm do when she used Zero Fusion to form the Chapter 4 island. On top of that, the Chapter 2 Remix island isn't actually the same thing as the original Chapter 2 island. Instead, a brand new remix version of it, just like the name Chapter 2 Remix implied. Don't worry though, because the map will largely still be the same, but with some minor details applied. For example, you can see the first image Epic Games put out of one of the new locations, actually depicting the agency. That has now been fully covered in the exact graffiti Hope was shown in her visions. More importantly, however, if you zoom into the bottom left of the agency, you're able to see that Hope has actually crossed out the Ghost logo that used to be there, went on to replace it with the Shadow Faction logo. Now, I'm incredibly interested to see how Midas reacts to all of this. So obviously, that was his main location back in the day, and operated it under control of the other faction being Ghost. Now, the reason Hope took control of the agency will surprise you. And it actually has to do with one of the smartest characters in Fortnite history being Dr. Sloan. Now, I know Sloan has been missing from the island ever since we went back to the last installment of Fortnite OG. As far as we know, has still been stuck in the Chapter 4 reality for the last year. Don't forget, the return of Sloan has been teased for the last few seasons through a bunch of different visions shown to Hope, some of which she even went on to paint. It only makes sense that Sloan would make her return in Chapter 2 Remix, since after all she first arrived in Fortnite on the Chapter 2 island, she was actually the one talking to Jones at the beginning of the Zero Crisis event. And since at the time both of them were members of the IO, the Device live event perpetrated by Midas severely affected their plan to keep our reality stable. It ended up resulting in the slow decay of the island for the next few seasons, till eventually Sloan had to take matters into her own hands and bring us to a new reality. This time around, Sloan has worn hope about the impending doom approaching if Midas controls the agency, and simply had her take his place. Wait, it gets even crazier, because even though the device live event will be prevented by Dr. Sloan, meaning the map won't end up totally flooded like it was back in Chapter 2 Season 3, we will still be seeing a few iconic Season 3 locations added to the island. One of these is obviously going to be a remix version of the Shark POI. Reason we know this isn't just because you're able to see a sneak peek of the brand new Shark location, picked it in the spray on the screen at Ruined Reels, but also because of our very first Battle Pass skin of Chapter 2 Remix, actually being a mashup of both TNT as well as Ocean. Obviously, the new Shark location is where you'll be able to find this boss, just like we were able to find Ocean here back in the original Chapter 2 Season 3. The entire point of interest will be covered in graffiti just like the new agency. So even more locations are revealed in the Chapter 2 Remix trailer. But before we get to that, our next Battle Pass skin may actually be the most important one for the Fortnite storyline. This one is actually a new mashed up version including both the Chaos Agent as well as Remedy versus Toxin from Chapter 2 Season 1. Reason this character is so important, it's all because of something that came out a very long time ago, being the reveal of a faction known as the First Shadows. The First Shadows was essentially an early version of the Ghost faction, led by none other than Midas. Chaos Agent was a member of this faction, and actually went on to attack Midas, which made Midas realize his true potential and ended up recruiting him. Chaos Agent then went on to create all of the different Slurp characters we have in Fortnite, like Ripley versus Sludge. But even more importantly, he was recently brought to the Chapter 5 island in the Season 3 trailer by Megalodon, where it was revealed that the Wastelanders use his engineering abilities to create Megalodon's Nitro suit. And once the suit was completed, Megalodon spared his life and let him escape, and he's been on the island ever since. As you were able to spot him in this season's trailer fighting for Dr. Doom, believe it or not, Chaos Agent was actually the one responsible for creating another one of the Chapter 2 Remix Battle Pass skins, actually being a brand new version of 8-Ball. Let me explain. You know, the original version of 8-Ball has this super cool looking corrupted effect, but progress more and more as you continue to level up. That version of 8-Ball is actually created through a bunch of sinister experiments ran by the Chaos Agent. This time around, instead of 8-Ball having a corrupted style, it's actually going to be fully customizable, letting you pick between a ton of different colors and style options. Basically, just like the Spectra Knight skin we received in the first version of Fortnite OG. But trust me, you haven't seen anything yet, because once the Chapter 2 Remix Prelude event goes down tomorrow, it'll immediately be brought to a downtime screen similar to the Black Hole, or even when we floated in the water at the end of the Chapter 2 event, and the final version of the official Chapter 2 Remix trailer will be released. The early leaked version of the trailer, tons and tons of stuff was revealed. And I'm not just talking about early looks at the new Battle Pass skins, since obviously we covered those earlier in the video. So much more that you absolutely need to see. For example, in one part of the leaked trailer, you're able to see our heroes Midas and Meowscles actually up to something very interesting here on the Chapter 5 island, where it essentially implies that both Midas and Meowscles are being held prisoner in our current reality, decided to team up with each other in order to achieve freedom. This is essentially believed to be the backstory on how the Meowtis skin came to be. How they actually got merged will likely be revealed during the Remix event. But the next part of the trailer is really where things start to come together, because this scene literally comes directly from the final version of the official trailer, and it essentially depicts a scene involving both the new 8-Ball skin, a new version of the Chaos Agent, and even a character we've yet to talk about, being the Rockstar skin known as Riot. And most people have essentially totally overlooked Riot and didn't recognize what Epic Games was teasing here. So I'll explain it for you. In case you didn't know, Riot was actually an NPC added to the island last season. He was a member of the rock band called the Chums, and had a ton of special dialogue relating to the band's upcoming plans. Turns out this character in his rock band was actually teasing Chapter 2 Remix all along. Let me explain. In case it wasn't already obvious, Remix is actually going to be very heavily music focused. And I'm not just talking about the live event, even though that'll be extremely music related, not just featuring a concert, also the DJ set that appeared during the event build-up. But the entire season of Chapter 2 Remix will be music related as well. Don't worry, it's not going to be a massive ad for Fortnite Festival or anything lame like that, but instead actually something pretty cool. You know, back when the first installment of Fortnite OG came out last year, and Epic Games teamed up with Metro Boomin in order to develop a brand new lobby track, as well as basically every single Chapter 2 trailer featured a custom Fortnite song that they commissioned from a major artist. This time around, not only has Marshmello developed some brand new tracks for Fortnite, players have noticed that if you actually play the early version of the trailer in reverse, you're actually able to hear a new song talking about the new season. Unfortunately, it is copyrighted, so I can't play it for you here in this video. I did tweet it out, and I'll link it down below in the description so you can check it out for yourself if you're interested. But this song is essentially a remix of the OG Chapter 2 Season 2 song, but it's been totally remixed and turned into a rap by a producer known as Murda Beats. As we get closer and closer to Chapter 2 Remix and more leaks continue to come out, I'm gonna make sure to tweet them all out over for you guys over my official Twitter account at HomeGamesYT. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an absolutely incredible rest of your day. I'll see you guys guys in the next video. Peace out.